Hello everyone, welcome to the very special episode 8 of Anime Reviews. This is going to be a relatively long review because this is simply one of my favourite anime of all time. So sit down, buckle up and enjoy the ride. You guys should know the drill by now, but here's the format anyway for the newcomers. We've got the storyline, animation, sound, characters and overall enjoyment. Alrighty, so now that we're done with the introductions, let's go take a look at Code Geass before I pee my pants with excitement. Code Geass is set in an alternative present world, where it's split by 3 superpowers. 1, the Holy Britannian Empire, 2, the Chinese Federation, and 3, the Euro Universe. The actual story takes place after Britannia takes over Japan with the use of its newest weapon, the Nightmare Frame. And as a result of losing this war, the citizens of Japan are stripped of all their rights and freedom, and the country itself is even renamed to Area 11. Alrighty, so just to give you guys an idea about how powerful the Britannian Empire really is, let's take a look at a short clip of the Britannian Emperor preaching his morals and values on human life.
新生ブリタニア帝国第98代唯一皇帝陛下よりお言葉。人は平等ではない。生まれつき足の速い者、美しい者、親が貧しい者、病弱な体を持つ者、生まれも育ちも才能も人間は皆違っておるのだ。そう、人は差別されるためにある。だからこそ人は争い、競い合い、そこに進歩が生まれる。不平等は悪ではない。平等こそが悪なのだ。権利を平等にした EU はどうだ。人気取りの祝具政治に出しておる。富を平等にした中華連邦は怠け者ばかりだが、我がブリタニアはそうではない。争い競い、常に進化を続けておる。
進化、いい言葉だ。
ブリタニアだけが前未来へと進んでいるのだ。我が息子クロビスの死もブリタニアが進化を続けているという証。戦うのだ。競い奪い獲得し支配しろ。その果てに未来がある。オーラハイブリタニア。
Alrighty, so I think we can all agree that that Emperor reeks of power. However, amongst all the war and death, rises a hero with the intelligence and charisma who leads his people head-on against Britannia. That man is none other than Zero, and he leads an organization built from scratch with his own hands, known as the Black Knights.
撃っていいのは撃たれる覚悟のあるやつだけだ。我々は力ある者が力なき者を襲うとき再び現れるだろう。たとえその敵がどれだけ大きな力を持っているとしても。
正義の味方。
力ある者よ、我を恐れよ。力なき者よ、我を求めよ。世界は我々黒の騎士団が裁く。
So, one may ask, what can one small organization such as the Black Knights do against a powerhouse that has conquered over a third of the world? Well, the leader actually has an ace up his sleeve. He possesses a supernatural power called Geass that will bend his victims' minds to do whatever he wants.
なあ、ブリタニアを憎むブリタニア人はどう生きればいい？
貴様主義者が。
どうした？撃たないのか？相手は学生だぞ。それとも気づいたか？撃っていいのは撃たれる覚悟があるやつだけだと。
なんだ？
ルルーシュビ・ブリタニアが命じる。貴様たちは 死ね。
イエスよハイネス。
Alrighty, so that's the gist of the storyline. Let's just stop and have a think about it for a moment. We have war, we have an awesome looking fighting machine, aka nightmare frames, and we have supernatural powers that can make people do anything you command them to. This, my friends, is the recipe for a great storyline. And if you add in the touch of romance, comedy, deceit and twists that Code Geass possesses, we got ourselves a 10 out of 10 for our storyline. That brings us to the art and animation of Code Geass. Everything down from the characters, the scenery, the nightmare frames, and special effects can be safely described as perfection at its finest. The animation style for the characters makes them look rather real, especially compared to most other anime, and that was great because it really suited the general serious and tragic tone of Code Geass. Now, to be completely honest with you, I've never really been a fan of mecha-based anime in the past, because I always deemed them as a bit cheesy and kiddie, but Code Geass certainly made me think twice about that. Let's take a look at one of the nightmare frame fights to show you how much work was really put into the art and animation.
オールハイルブリタニア。やめてください。同じブリタニア軍同士で。あれは名誉ブリタニア人の共同兵器ランスロット。特派が何用だ。介入するなら誰であろうと撃つ。ダメです。意味のない戦いを見過ごすわけにはいきません。 NVS 実用化されていたのか。だが今さら引ける。仲間同士で。私を助けるクルルギスザク。ならばオレンジだけでも。テレミア卿ビレッタかすまん。まだやるつもりですか。皆下がれ。9年分かっていただけましたか。ケイオス爆雷を使う。おやめなさい。何。
I absolutely loved the Chaos Bomb at the end there. I think it was an awesome interpretation of what a futuristic grenade may look like. So that brings us to the conclusion of this section. Again, no real complaints here, but instead, nothing but satisfaction, giving us a score of 10 out of 10 for our art and animation. Next up, we have the sound section of this review. We'll be splitting it up into 3 subsections: the music, the voice actors, and the openings and endings. Alright, so the first thing I wanted to say about the music is that there are a lot of tracks. And of all these tracks, each were unique in their own way, and they were really important in setting the mood and pace of the respective scenes they were played in. There are tracks that will simply make you cry when you hear them, as you remember the scene it was attached to. Then there are tracks that will make you get up and cheer for old Code Geass heroes. And of course there are tracks that will simply make you be on the edge of your seat. Here's one of the more emotional songs, attached to a scene that involves our hero having to use his Geass power on a friend.
シャーリー、もういいんだ。もう。
ルル、私人を撃っちゃったの。だから。
俺のせいだ。シャーリーは悪くない。
ルルのことも撃った。
俺は生きてる。
でも、ルルを撃ったの。
俺が許す。君の罪は全部俺が。
優しくされようとした。
何がいけない。
お父さんが死んだのに。
忘れるんだ。嫌なことは全て忘れてしまえばいい。
できないよ。
できる。俺が全部忘れさせてやる。
まさか。
シャーリー、お父さんのことすまなかった。 もし生まれ変わることができたら君に
あなたもご家族を亡くされたんですか？
いえ、家族ではなく友達を、そう多分大事な。
そうですか。
亡くしてから初めてわかることってあるんですね。自分がどれだけ彼女の笑顔に救われてきたかって。もうあんな風に口喧嘩することも笑い合うこともできないんだなって。
好きだったんですね、その人のこと。
今はもうわかりません。
朝は来ますよ。私さっきまで何しにここまで来たのかわかんなくなっていたんですけど、もしかしたら何か区切りをつけたかったのかもしれません。そりゃ忘れることなんてできっこないし、悲しいことっていっぱいあるけど、でも朝は来るじゃないですか。だから無理して抑え込んでも。
そうですね、俺もそう思っています。今までありがとう。
Every time I watch that scene, I just shake my head in disbelief. Alright, so that brings us to the voice actors subsection. Now, the most important job of a VA is to sound like their character. Characteristics such as age, personality, and upbringing must be factored in to fit the pieces together and make the character sound alive. And in the case of Code Geass, believe it or not, but high school kids sounded like high school kids, and adults sounded like adults. Emperors sounded like emperors, and well, you get the idea. One special mention I wanted to give out was the voice actor of Lelouch, Jun Fukuyama. He was absolutely perfect in hitting the voice that an arrogant but intelligent ex-prince would sound like. He also has voice acted the other famous anime such as Full Metal Panic and Hellsing, so look out for this guy. Finally, we have the openings and endings subsection. Across 2 seasons and 50 episodes, I pretty much lost count in how many different openings and endings there were. And that of course is a great thing because it really shows how much time and effort was put into this production. More importantly, the actual tracks used in the openings and endings were really good. In fact, one of the ending songs is one of my favourite. Again, we have nothing but positive things to say about Code Geass in this sound section. So that gives us a score of, yep, you guessed it, 10 out of 10 for the sound. Let's move on to the character section of this review. First up, we have the male protagonist, Lelouch Lamperouge. If you haven't gathered by now, Lelouch is in fact Zero, the world's saviour from Britannia. He possesses genius-level intelligence, insane levels of charisma, and a decent skill level with nightmare frames. These traits, together with his Geass power, make him a formidable foe against Britannia. Lelouch was voted one of the top character favourites in all anime, among dedicated anime fans, and for good reasons. We see Lelouch change from time to time, from a mere student, to the leader of a small rebellion, to the general of a commanding army, and building himself higher and higher in the positions of power in the world. We see him destroy powerful enemies with well thought out and executed strategies devised by him, and we see him slowly develop into one of the most interesting anime characters ever.